Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. Excited to be back for another live stream. My name is Justin Moore. I'm the founder of Creator Wizard, where I teach you how to find and negotiate your dream sponsorships. Happy New Year. I'm excited to do the very first live stream of 2023. It is going to be a blast taking you on this journey of making more money with sponsorships, getting more sponsorships. So that's what I'm here to do. Today, we're talking all about, 6 mistakes that I see during sponsorship coaching. Actually one-on-one coaching is something that really took off for me in my business last year. It's not something that I really expected would do that. And so, I usually do something like 2 to 3 calls a week. And, honestly, it's given me a pretty comprehensive understanding of the problems that most creators face when negotiating paid sponsorship. So I thought I would kick things off by highlighting the 6 most common mistakes that I see creators making so that you can hit the ground running this year. How does that sound? Drop it in the chat if this sounds good. Let me know where you're tuning in from. We've got Fourth Born Child. Good to see you tuning in all the way from the Philippines. Sandra and Ashley Aaron. What's going on, Ashley? Long time no see. We got Kaylee Carroll. Good to see you, Kaylee. I am live on a bunch of different platforms. Oh, let me pull up my Instagram because I'm live there as well. Let's see who we got. We got Self-Published with Dale. What's going on, dude? We've got Brian with Brian's Lawn Maintenance. What's up, dude? The Daily Roam. Good to see you all here. Who else we got here tuning in on? Oh, we got people on TikTok here. Let me know where you're tuning in from there. So without further ado, again, we are going to be doing a Q&A. So any questions that you have regarding sponsorships, negotiations, please definitely let me know. We're going to do that a little bit later in the stream. But for now, again, let's talk about these 6 mistakes. So the first one is not having a pricing strategy at all, right? Remember, brands have different goals for each and every campaign that they run. If you may have been on these live streams, you've heard me talk about the 3 different campaign goal types that every brand has, which is conversion focused, repurposing, and brand awareness. And so you're probably thinking, okay, well, yeah, why does that matter to me from a pricing strategy perspective? Well, it's because your pricing strategy should change depending on what the brand's goals are. And so, your value to a brand that's running a, let's say, repurposing campaign is going to be totally different to, a brand who's running a conversion campaign. And you've got to make sure that you're being paid your worth in both cases. And so it's really, really critical because if you think, let's say, for example, the brand, tells you when you ask them, okay, what's your goal with this campaign? What does success look like to you? And they tell you, we're actually just really excited about using your name and likeness. We love the content you create. It's amazing. We're actually not so great at that. We'd love to use it for paid advertising, for example, or maybe you can make some videos for our website. They, at that point, don't care at all how many followers you have or how many downloads you get on your podcast or anything like that. They are just looking at you as essentially, instead of having to go out and hire a production company to create content for them, you're doing it. Right. And so that's the calculus that they're thinking about. And so the beautiful thing about that type of goal for a brand is that your rates that you can charge are completely detached from your level of quote unquote influence on social media. Right. And so it's really important that you understand these things. You ask brands these questions, right? Because otherwise you're going to be, providing pricing in a vacuum and sure, here's my media kit with my rate card. And it's just not the situation that you want to be in, because how do you know whether the brand wasn't willing to pay you 10 times the amount that you quoted? Right. And so that's one of the main, takeaways I hope you get from any of my content is that, you always have to be essentially scoping out the partnership before you can ever provide any sort of pricing. Right. So we've got D and Fam here. We've got Blades of Long Grass. We've got Nathan Nephew. Good to see you. LinkedIn user. Hey, Justin, I don't know who it is because I can't see who a LinkedIn user is. Great to see you live again. Did you get a new haircut? I did get a haircut. Yes, recently, last week. I appreciate that. KMH family, Aaron's House of Legos. Yes, I didn't even mention. Oh, we got Peter Hollins. Yas, what's going on, Peter? We got a YouTube celebrity in the house, y'all. Peter Hollins is in the house. Him and I are BFFs now on LinkedIn. No, but it's dope to see you here. Hope you're feeling better, dude. Yeah, I didn't even mention the backdrop. What do you guys think of the new backdrop? I just posted on Twitter a bunch of changes that I made. If you want to kind of see the play-by-play of how I did that, maybe at the end I can do that. Holy cow, Brian's Lawn Maintenance kicking things off here with a $9.99 super chat. Dude, I appreciate you, Brian. You are the man. I appreciate you and your wife and your family so much. You've really supported me in 2022. Cheers to big brand deals in 2023. Absolutely. You guys know that any super chats I get during these live streams go directly to the date night in Friday DoorDash fund for me and my wife. So really appreciate that, Brian. It means a lot, man. Good to see you here. We've got It's Divya. The audience is not really ready what's coming in the next few days, y'all. It's Divya. So excited to be working with Divya and his team. They are our new editors for the new podcast that's dropping at the end of the month, January 30th. I'm so stoked about it. The new podcast, Creator Debates. I'm getting sidetracked from what I was talking about on this live stream. Maybe we can do all the updates at the end, but really good to see y'all here. Really good to chat through all this. Okay, so again, pricing mistake number one, not having a pricing strategy, right? Okay. Mistake number two that I see creators making is not offering packages at all when they're negotiating with the brand, right? And, so when a brand comes to you asking how much you charge for X, right? Something. You should not just spit back one number. This is what a lot of creators do. This is your chance to illustrate that you can provide additional value to them and make a ton more money in the process, right? So this is where the subject of packages comes into play, right? So let's say a brand reaches out to you asking your rates for, let's say, a single integration in your weekly podcast, okay? Here's what you could offer. Package one integration like into your podcast, right? What they asked for. Let's say it's $300. By the way, I'm just making these numbers up here. Depends on your listenership and your reach and all that stuff. Okay, so that one integration, $300. That's what they asked for. That's package one, right? Okay, so package two, let's say, is going to be 4 integrations. Remember, they did not ask you for multiple options, but you're providing that to them to illustrate what your capabilities are. So let's say 4 integrations is going to be $1,200, right? So you're going to do 1 per week for a month or $1,100, whatever it is, right? Package 3 is going to be 12 integrations. Plus, maybe you give them exclusivity for the duration of the collaboration. That one's going to be, let's say, $3,500, right? Package 4 is also going to be 12 integrations, but you're also going to give them that exclusivity. But in addition to that, you're going to give them paid media rights to, let's say, an audiogram of the ad read for the duration of the collaboration. That one's going to be $7,500, right? And so the joy of offering multiple packages is that they won't actually be that much more work for you to execute, right? Especially if you're smart and like batch record, right? And by the way, you're probably thinking, okay, yeah, but what if the brand still goes with package one? Well, that's fine, right? Because at least they now know that you have more to offer. After all, what is going to happen when this initial collaboration goes really well? Well, they're probably going to be back in your inbox asking about packages 2, 3, and 4, right? And moving right along into mistake number 3, right? So mistake number 3 that I see creators making is not using what I call the DUE rule. That's D-U-E. Okay. And so, by the way, in previous examples that I've shared, did you notice how, in, let's say, package 4, for example, I didn't offer more deliverables? Remember, it was 12, let's say ad reads on the podcast, which was exactly the same as package 3. But between packages 3 and 4, the investment jumped to $7,500 from $3,500. This is a huge unlock, right? Because if you want to charge, let's say, 5x your rate for a partnership, that doesn't mean that you have to create 5x the assets, right? It's because the deliverables are just one part of the leverage that you have when you negotiate a sponsorship, right? There are these other ways that you can sweeten the deal. So for example, you can offer them additional usage rights, right? Like allowing them to use the assets for paid media or put on their social platforms or their website. Or you can offer an extended period of, let's say, exclusivity, right? Where you're not going to work with their brand's competitors, with their brand's competitors for a certain duration, right? So again, 5x the cash doesn't mean 5x the work. So you got to remember the do rule when pricing your deals: deliverables, usage rights, exclusivity. Okay? Does this help? I'm going to take a break here. Say what's in. We got Daniel from the Thought Card. Excited for this session. What's up, Daniel? Good to see you. We've got Daryl, the finisher. What's up, Justin and everyone? Love your content. Appreciate that, Daryl. Blades of Grass Lawn Care took your advice, and here I am. Happy New Year, Brian's Lawn Maintenance. What's up, dude? Good to see you here. DN fan, what's up, D? Happy New Year. Good to see y'all here. We've got Lost Curry, Banter G, David Lim, 553, Tabs on Ace tuning in on Instagram. We've got the Finch fam. What's going on? Fabulous After 40. Green Industry Podcast. What's up, Brian? Or Brian. What's up, Paul? Good to see you, man. I got Brian and Paul on the live stream today. Good to see you, dude. We've got who is this on TikTok? We've got Marky Lapointe. Marky Lapointe, good to see you. Have you heard about the YouTube Shorts monetization starting next month? Yeah, let's talk about that. I'm going to talk about that a little bit after I talk about these 6 mistakes, because definitely going to get into Q&A. All right, so mistake number 4 that I see creators making when negotiating with brands is not providing feedback. So one huge miss is failing to give the brand feedback on how future collaborations could be improved, right? Whether that's, giving them suggestions on making their landing pages more user-friendly, right? Or how the key messages could have been made clearer, or even how to improve the call to action, right? Most creators just kind of quietly grumble when they feel like the brand gave them lame or boring talking points, and they never actually tell them directly. The thing is that brands receive constructive feedback so infrequently that they'll usually be super appreciative, right? It gives the impression that A, you truly care about the brand's overall success, right? And B, are an enthusiastic and helpful partner who wants to work with that brand again. I can't tell you how many times this has happened where, I have told a brand that we're about to work with on a sponsorship. Hey, thank you for sending over the creative brief, all the talking points and the call to action. This is a lot of stuff, right? You say it tactfully. Can you distill this down to the 3 or 4 most important takeaways that you want our audience to get out of this partnership? Because otherwise it's going to sound like an ad. It's not going to perform well. Also, similarly, I noticed that you want us to tell the audience to do a bunch of different things. Go, follow their, Instagram, and go, click the link in the bio, and go, click the link in the description box, and blah, 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 all these different things, right? Oh, go enter a giveaway, right? You've probably seen some of these things where there's all these things that the brand wants a creator to do. And so you have to lean into your own expertise, your own experience as a creator to say, hey, I think it would perform better if we did this instead. Because a lot of brands, a lot of agencies will say, wow, no one's ever told us that before. Thank you. And so now you've instantly positioned yourself as an expert when they need, when they're trying to do something that's maybe a little bit different than they've been used to, they may go back to you and be like, hey, let's go hire April and Justin again, because it seems like they really have their handle on like what works on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or Amazon or whatever it is, right? I can't tell you how many times we've talked about this a lot. So many brands and agencies have come to my wife and I for guidance on live commerce because they see we're at the forefront of doing this. And I'm happy to do it all. They say, hey, tell us a little bit more about how Amazon Live works, right? They're kind of coming with their hat in their hand, and they're admitting like, we don't really know how this works. Can you educate us? And I'll do that all day long. Yeah, it may not directly result into like instant business for us. Like, here's a contract, right? A lot of creators don't want to put in the work. They don't want to, oh, fuck, this is so much work. I don't want to here's a link, you go figure it out, right? It's like, no, I'll film a 5-minute Loom video, kind of with a screen share, kind of showing our Amazon storefront, show how our live streams work, show how shoppable videos work, show how we integrate products, all this stuff. Happy to do it. 5 minutes. If this translates into a 5-figure deal, I'll do that all day long. Because again, even if we don't get that deal, we have now positioned ourselves as an authority in this space, or just an authority as creators in general, of people who kind of have our finger on the pulse of like what is hot right now and what is relevant in the creator economy. Because again, if it's an agency especially, they want to then go back and educate their clients. So we are essentially helping them look good, and in turn, they will reward us for future business. Does that make sense? Again, you guys know I talk about this a lot, that your job as a creator is not just to do great content and really engage with your audience. Obviously, that's table stakes at this point. But being a consultant allows you to differentiate yourself from this very saturated and competitive field that I hear from a lot of creators, right? Hannity from the KMH family said, yes, this just happened to us. And we said exactly what you just said. It was a 60-second integration, but with all the call to actions and the points, it ended up being 2.5 minutes and sounded like an ad. Yeah, Danielle from the Thought Card said, so true about the quiet grumbling. Because a lot of times, like, I understand, like, a lot of people don't want to rock the boat. They want, I'm not going to say anything to the brand because then maybe they'll think I'm complaining, or they'll pull the deal away from me, or I'll look ungrateful. Believe me, there's a way to do it in a very constructive way where you're not criticizing. You're not saying, hey, you're an idiot. You're saying, hey, this is such a awesome partnership. I'm so excited to do this. The other reason that this is so important is that the partnership will perform better, right? And guess what? When the partnership performs better, they're going to hire you again. So if you look at someone's landing page and it's super confusing, and you, as just putting your own consumer hat on, or the hat of your audience, and you say, hey, go look at this landing page, go buy this product, and it's confusing how they even actually do that, then surprise, surprise, when the campaign doesn't go well and that you don't make as many sales as the brand hoped, they're not going to hire you again. So it's in your best interest to actually provide this feedback, because then, surprise, surprise, the partnership's going to go better. You're going to make more sales. You're going to make more conversions. You're going to get more downloads on the app. You're going to get more clicks on the Bitly link, whatever. And then the brand's going to be thrilled. This is your job as a creator. It's not the brand's job. Yes, you would hope that they would have a certain level of sophistication when it comes to like designing landing pages and doing all that stuff, but oftentimes they don't. Especially if it's an up and coming, like a smaller or medium-sized brand. They don't know. They haven't done a lot of this type of thing. They haven't made dedicated landing pages and stuff like this, right? Tomahawk813 says, Drake in the live? Do I look like Drake? I don't know. Is that what you're implying? I don't know. Jaden in Business says, I like your channel. Thank you, Jaden. I appreciate that very much. We got DMAC in the house, Carla McKenzie. Good to see y'all. Holy cow, Paul from the Green Industry Podcast, $9.99 super chat, date night. Super grateful for all you have done for me. So pumped for this year. Paul, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you. You continue to just overwhelm me with your generosity. Paul has literally, Paul, you have purchased everything that is possible to purchase in my business. You've done my courses. You've hired me a zillion times for one-on-ones. You're in my Wizards Guild, which is the ongoing coaching. And you do super chats all the time. It's just like baffles me. And I'm so appreciative, man. And I'm so stoked for your growth and where you're going to be this year. D says, Paul is the real MVP. 100% agree. 100% agree, D. So thank you, Paul. That really means a lot. Paul and Brian, you guys are awesome. All right, so let's round out. I've got 2 more mistakes that I want to talk about real quick. So mistake number 5 that I see creators make when they work with brands is not creating a post-campaign report. So have you ever had that feeling at the end of a great partnership? Right? Well, everything went really well. The brand loved the deliverables. The cash just like landed effortlessly in your account. Time to put your feet up, right? Right? Enjoy that hard-earned peppermint mocha frappuccino with that oat milk. But you got the extra whipped cream on there, right? Right? It's okay. Judgment-free zone. No, that's not what you should do. I know it's tempting, but one of the most important steps to a partnership comes after the deliverables have already been approved and or published, which is creating a post-campaign report, or PCR as I like to call it. So this is where you demonstrate to the brand exactly how successful the partnership was, because sometimes they don't know. They're working with a bunch of creators. It's hard for them to keep track, right? If they were running a conversion campaign, your report might include the data on, let's say, how many clicks or how many signups they got, if you have access to that, right? Maybe you have a dashboard or something like that. Or for an awareness campaign, you can include screenshots of all the comments your audience has made saying, oh my God, thank you for telling me about this brand. I'd never heard of it before, because that is the metric in an awareness campaign, right? And so I go into a lot more detail about post-campaign reports in week 3 of my course, Brand Deal Wizard. But why are post-campaign reports actually worthwhile, right? Well, the collaboration's over now, right? You think, I don't know, what's the point of it? Well, it's because you're not nurturing repeat business. So many creators at the end of a campaign, right? They get that money. Oh, everything's great. They go out there and now all they're doing is trying to hustle for new business, trying to find another brand to work with them the next time, right? So mistake number 6 that creators make when working with brands, again, is not nurturing repeat business. Do you have any idea how much easier it is to convince a brand you have already worked with to partner up again than it is to keep hustling and finding new brands to partner with? Hint, it's a lot easier, right? So a well-presented post-campaign report that demonstrates exactly how successful things were the first time around is going to make it a no-brainer for that brand to work with you again. Trust me, not all creators make a brand's life easy. So once they know how professional, how timely, and how pleasant you are to work with, they're going to be blown away when you send them that sweet PCR icing on the cake. Right? So what are you waiting for? Get out there and start closing some deals. It's Q1, y'all. Let's do this. Can I get some applause? Can I get some cha-chings? Are you guys stoked for this? I'm stoked for this. Let's do this. Handy said, yes, Justin, out of the 3 brands that we have a post-campaign report to, we have booked a partnership with them, and they absolutely loved and appreciated the efforts of sending a post-campaign report. Look at that. Are you saying all 3 of them rebooked with you? Hannity, are you telling me that? Confirm that with me, because that is incredible. Ashley says, yes, PCR makes a huge difference. Repeat business is crucial, and the deals get bigger each time. Can I get a hell yeah? Can I get some golf clap emojis for that? Let's get some cha-chings in the chat for that. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. I'm going to take a swig because that was a lot of talking. And so while I'm taking a swig, please leave your questions in the chat. What questions do you have about sponsorships, negotiations, brand deals? I am here to serve you every single Friday. You know how it is. Oh. All right. Paul, okay. Paul's asking what plants are in the background. Okay, so some of you want to know about the background. Okay, y'all. So I have a totally new setup now. I have a new lighting setup. You probably notice it's not like a disco in here anymore. I don't have like the gamer lights anymore. The shelf lights are gone. My purple and blue lights are gone. I'm just stepping up. I'm feeling a little bit more sophisticated for 2023. What do you guys think? I feel like I've gone from like teenage gamer to sophisticated coach and dad of 2, husband, right? No, I decided that I wanted to, I got a lot of inspiration from other creators that I've seen, kind of dial in their setup. And so I made a bunch of changes, whether it's like lighting. I have a top light now. If you're interested in like kind of seeing the behind the scenes of what I did, go to my Twitter because I just shared a video actually of like the things that I did. Paul was asking about the plants. These are all fake plants. I got them at Home Goods. And so one thing you might notice is that I kind of layered the plants. So I have different styles of plants over here, right? So I have one on the ground, I have one here, I have like a kind of a pot here, a plant holder. I have a practical light here. So you can see here, this light it's not lighting anything. It's just like in the frame. It's called a practical light. So I have that now. I took a bunch of stuff off of my shelves, so it's not as cluttered anymore. I have this chair here. This is like, let's talk real quickly about this. that this chair is where my wife sits when we do our multi-camera Amazon live streams. Before I had a chair here that I was taking in and out all the time because I didn't want to have it in the frame while I was filming my kind of like Creator Wizard stuff or doing live streams. And so I hired a guy named Kevin Chen, who is amazing. He has this course called Dream Studio course. I think it's called Dream Studio. I think that's what it's called. But I hired him for one-on-one. And so he told me exactly what to do basically. And so that was the biggest piece of advice is like, create a setup that you do not have to mess with all the time. And so now I got this really nice chair. It's kind of like blue, matches my color theme, and got a nice little blanket on it. And so I don't move it anymore. I just keep it in the frame all the time. It looks nice. The other thing you can see is like the plants kind of, this was actually another really interesting piece of advice that he gave, which was make it seem as though there's way more going on outside the frame than inside the frame. So does it feel like, oh, like what else is in my studio now? Now that I have kind of the light halfway in the frame, the plants halfway in the frame, like what else is like kind of going on out here, right? So that's what you want to do. You want to build a world. You want to make it more immersive. And so that's what I did with the plants and all that stuff too. So anyways, I know I could talk for a long time about this, but yeah, glad you guys are digging the setup. I also moved the boom mic to the other side. I used to have it over here. Anyways, I could nerd on this topic, but glad you guys like it. All right. We got a question here. Oh, Big Thrifting says, I posted one earlier in the chat. Let me see. Big Thrifting. Where is Big Thrifting's deal? Okay. Or his question. Big Thrifting. Happy New Year. I am new to content creating. How can I go about getting brand deals? Do you have to have a certain amount of subscribers, or do I just wait for the brand deal to come along? So Big Thrifting, let me know what your name is so I can like address you by your name in the chat. But you absolutely do not have to wait for brands to reach out to you. This is one of the biggest myths. A lot of creators say, oh, I'm going to wait until I get to 10,000 followers or 1,000 followers or some arbitrary threshold because they think that brands will not have any interest in partnering with them until they meet this amount. And yes, it is true that there are some brands who have that requirement, right? If you're trying to apply to a campaign on one of the brand deal platforms, or maybe when you reach out, oh, we only work with creators who have this amount of followers. It's totally arbitrary. It's totally dumb. The onus is actually on you as a creator to illustrate to them what value you do have. And so oftentimes in the beginning, when you are still trying to find your footing and trying to figure out exactly what your value proposition is to brands, the best thing to pitch them is, hey, let me create some content for you that you can actually repurpose on your own platforms, right? On your website, on your social platforms, I'll use it for paid advertising, right? And so oftentimes brands will pay a lot of money for that, like we talked about a little bit earlier, because then they don't have to go out and hire a production company to do it, which oftentimes can cost tens of thousands of dollars. So your analysis when you're trying to figure out brands to work with is go and find, 5-10 brands that you really would be stoked to work with, and do an analysis of what their, what their social presence is. Can you identify some gaps in their strategy? Maybe they're not active on a certain platform that they should be active on, like TikTok, for example, or something else, right? Maybe they don't have an Amazon storefront. There's no one doing videos for them on Amazon or something. Maybe that's what you're going to do, right? And so there's all these different ways in which you can serve brands that do not have anything to do with you actually posting on your platform. And this could be a really lucrative way to make some income while you're building your experience, your credibility, building up your portfolio, so that when you do reach, let's say a larger quote unquote following or whatever, then you have a track record to say, hey, I've actually done some work with this brand over here, and here's a testimonial from them. And now, it was so amazing to work with Adam from Big Thrifting, like the whole thing, right? And so that's really my advice is you do not have to wait for brands to reach out to you, not at all. Like you should start getting those reps in now. So hope that helps, Adam. All right, we've got that gymnast Joe had that question here. Can I get a brand deal with 9 to 10K and 9 to 10K followers? And the advice I just gave to Adam absolutely applies to you as well, Joe, which is, you don't need, it doesn't, regardless of how many followers you have. I'm a big believer. I actually have a video on my YouTube channel called How to Get Sponsorships with 0 subscribers, because I really wanted to illustrate that there's ways to do it regardless of how many followers you have. DMAC in the IG chat says, best to you, April, Jakey, and Liam. Appreciate that, DMAC. Mrs. Juno is in the chat here as well. Daily Rome says, love it. Appreciate that. We got a question here from Daniel Miller. I have had a company approach me to sponsor every video for a year. So 36 plus 12 exclusives for them, but they expect a discount down to like $375 a video. Currently, I don't have a sponsor. How do I price? So let's look at this from a couple different perspectives, Daniel. So first of all, congratulations. That's awesome that you have a brand that sees the value in you to that degree that they're willing to want to actually partner with you for an entire year, which is awesome. Not a lot of brands would be willing to make that kind of investment. And so you have to analyze a couple different things here. So firstly, how much do you value that consistency of income? A lot of what I talk about, a lot of what I teach is that if you want to be a creator for a long time period, oftentimes having income predictability allows you to make certain investments into your creator business. So if you, for example, knew that, hey, every single video I'm going to be making $375, that's worth something, that predictability. Now, right now we're not considering the exact dollar amount that they're offering you, but I just want you to take a step back here and think about the fact that income certainty is worth something as a creator. In fact, that's one of the things I teach in my Brand Deal Wizard course is that you have to think about your sponsorship strategy as a diversified stock portfolio, right? So, hey, if whether you make plus 10% or plus 20% or you lose 10% or 20% on the different deals that you're negotiating, doesn't matter. It matters how much money you're making at the end of the year. You should not get hung up on whether a brand is like paying your rate. And no, I'm not going to do it unless they like meet my rate. That's not the point. The point is that you have a bunch of different partners that you're working with at different points in what I call your sponsorship wheel, which is essentially your sales pipeline. And so that is one of the most important mindset shifts when it comes to working with brands, is that there is value in income certainty. So that's like the first thing that I wanted to mention, Daniel, to think about here. The second thing here is that they're expecting like a discount because they're saying, oh, well, we're going to be guaranteeing that we're going to pay you all, for the entire year. So you should be giving us a discount. And so number one, is this a discount relative to what you normally would charge for videos? You said currently you don't have a sponsor. Are they saying that they need you to be exclusive to them for a particular category? That's another thing you need to think about. Okay, if they're going to be willing to pay you $375 a video, but they're saying, hey, you can't work with any other brands in this category. And if that category is like a major category for your channel or your content, then man, you got to think about that, because that represents a direct opportunity cost. Who's to say that another sponsor might come in another couple months or tomorrow, right after you sign the deal, and if you did that, you would miss out on that opportunity. And you just have to make sure that however you're pricing your deals, you're acknowledging that opportunity cost, right? And so when it comes to actually discounts, if you followed me for a long time, you know that I'm not a fan of discounts. I don't, almost never will provide a branded discount. Instead, what we will do, and what I advise and what I coach, is that you pull some stuff off the table, right? If they say, hey, you quoted them, let's say $750 per video or something, and they say, oh, we can only do $375. You can say, okay, well, first of all, you should be trying to find some sort of compromise there in the middle where you're, actually not just saying, okay, well, I can do it for 500. You don't want to say that, because now you've conceded nothing. They've conceded nothing, but you've conceded price, right? Which is not a situation you want to do, because now you've eroded your pricing power, and you've set this kind of lower price precedent, which is going to be hard to get out of in the future. But if they do say no, in fact, hey, 375 is the most we can do, take it or leave it, you could say, okay, well, I can do that, but we're going to have to get rid of the 12 exclusives that you want. Right? I'm not gonna be able to do that. I can do this. I can do the 36 videos at $375 a pop, but the 12 exclusives are gonna be this other price if you really do want that, right? So you have to take stuff off the table. Other things that you can take off the table doesn't have to just be deliverables. It could be, these other terms, right? The exclusivity. They say, hey, we want exclusivity. You can say, okay, I can do $375 a video, but there's not going to be any exclusivity, or there's not going to be any usage rights, or we're going to shrink the term of the rights, or we're going to do these other types of things that are all negotiable, right? And so again, Daniel, what I would really encourage you to do is that it's not cut and dry. There is kind of an art and a science to it. When it comes to like negotiating these longer term deals, but that's kind of how I would think about it. So hopefully that's helpful. Adam from Big Thrifting says, hey, thank you very much. Are there templates out there for reaching out to brands? I'm very new to this. Adam, go on my YouTube channel and search for, I have a playlist. It's I think it's called Start Here or something. One of the first videos in there is called How to Pitch a Brand. And so I would definitely recommend watching that video. I talk through kind of things that you should say, things that you should be thinking about before you reach out to a brand, because it's not just about the template. If you're just copying and pasting a template, I am... You'll learn this about me, is that I'm kind of a tough love mentor. I don't provide a lot of templates or, copy and paste this email thing. So I do have some of those in some of my courses and things like that too. But really what I encourage you is to think more critically, do more research, have your pitches be more customized and personalized, because you're going to see a much better return, a much better response rate on those. Because what happens when you copy and paste a template that you just randomly find online from someone else is you don't customize it to your own niche. It's not interesting or unique in any way. And so when the brand receives that, it's just instant delete. And so you send out, let's say 10 or 15 of these pitches, you don't hear back. And then you think to yourself, oh, you know what? Cold pitching doesn't work, which is 100% false. It definitely works. And in fact, it's the entire focus of week 1 of my course, Brand Deal Wizard, right? And so that's why if I, basically I say, like, if I could teach you how to get a 50% response rate or a 35% response rate versus a 1% response rate, it's going to, what I'm all about is the education component, which will allow people to achieve results that will enable them to continue doing it, right? Because I can teach strategies, I can teach frameworks, I can do all of this, but if when people start implementing it, they don't see results, they're going to stop doing it. It's just natural human nature. It's human nature, right? If people don't see results, they're going to stop doing it. And so I'm a much bigger fan of, yes, it's a little bit of a harder path, but you're going to see better results over the long run. So hopefully that helps, Adam. We got Durag Dev the Goat in the chat. Got writing down. We got the writing down emoji, taking notes. Good to see you, dude. We got With Love Sosh, Susie Vista tuning in. Good to see you. We have it's dot Monet. What are we talking about? Podcast? We are talking about sponsorships. 6 mistakes that I see creators making when they work with brands. I am launching a podcast, though. Did I mention that it's dropping January 30th? Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so excited. It's called Creator Debates. The tagline is stupid arguments to help creators make smart decisions. What do you think of the podcast tagline? I'm digging it. I'm loving it. We have the podcast cover art locked. Let me just pull it up here. Can I show it to you guys? Because I'm so stoked about it, you guys. Like, for real. Hold on. Is this right here? Okay. YouTube.com/@Creator Debates. That is the handle. And let me those of you who are on TikTok are going to not really see it very well, and I apologize, but I'm just so excited. I want to show you. Look at that. Look at the freaking art, guys. Like, is that not the dopest thing you've ever seen? Let me zoom in so you can see it. Look at the art. Do you notice anything cool about the art? Right? You've got this is like, the logo is like the cousin or the brother of the Creator Wizard logo, because I've got the same lens, right, that I've got in the Creator Wizard logo. And I've got, we made the T a podium. It's like we're debating. And then I've got this like cool little mascot, right? It's got the lens, but it's got like a little mic sticking out of its head. It kind of looks like an alien or something, right? I'm just loving the vibe. I'm really excited. I'm super excited about doing this. And so I just wanted to show you the art. A big shout out to my designer, Peter, who made this. He's awesome. So yeah. Are we stoked? Do we like the art? Are we excited? I'm so excited, guys. Ashley says, love the art. Thank you. Cafeteria Food said, you have the perfect energy for a podcast. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And you know what? And the premise of the podcast is what I'm most excited about, because it's not just like a kind of a boring talking head podcast, which you've seen a bunch. The premise of the podcast is that every episode I have on 2 high profile creators who are going to debate a highly contentious topic in the creator economy. Hi, Boo. Hey, well, hello. You busting in on the seams. Come here, Boo. Come here. You want to sit on my lap and say hello?
I tried to do my hair like big.
You
like
got it talking to the mic.
Like Dolly Parton hair.
Come sit.
It's not giving. My hair is
it's
not
giving.
It's not giving. I tried to do my hair today, friends. Hi, friends. How are you?
We already got 2 super chats, honey, paying for part of lunch.
Hey.
Paul and Brian coming through with the super chat.
Paul and Brian, I love you, my friends. Thank you so much. We're so grateful for your super chat. We're gonna go blah 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 eat like that. That's what we're having for lunch.
What is that called again?
Hibachi.
Hibachi, yeah.
Like that. Ooh, okay, honey. It's giving. Okay, the hair is giving. Okay, thank you. Like, I don't know how to use my Dyson, you guys. Give me some tips. I watched tutorials on TikTok. I literally spent 2 hours getting ready today, and I don't even look like it. Like, girl, you could have done better. Like, it's all good.
Cafeteria food. We've been watching you, April, since 2012. Wow.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, cafeteria food. You know your food better than cafeteria food.
We're talking about 6 mistakes that I see creators making. You got any mistakes that you see people making, honey?
6 mistakes creators are making. Oh, I got a few. Okay, so this is gonna sound really mean, but I'm very honest. Do not ride on the curtails of other people's success. Just because maybe your friend got 1 million subscribers doesn't mean you're gonna get 1 million subscribers just by being their friend. Because your friend who has 1 million subscribers got there by themselves, so why would you want to use them to grow? Well, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Are you speaking from direct experience?
Yeah, I had hella collabs back in the day, and one thing that I learned is sometimes collaboration is awesome, but sometimes you have to really collaborate with someone in the same niche, because if you're messing around and collaborating with someone in a completely different niche or even a different audience, they're not going to follow you. For example, I'm going to just be straight up honest. If I collaborated with a farm mom who had multiple children, who was a stay-at-home mom, and her niche was being a stay-at-home mom, living in homeschooling, living in a farm, okay? Do you think that her audience would connect with me, a city mom who like I'm city folk, okay? Ain't nobody want to follow the city mom when you like following farmer mom. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be aware of the people that you're collaborating with. So that was my mistake. I was collaborating with everyone. Now I don't collab. Nobody asked me to collab because it's not my season to collab with nobody. I'm mind my business this year, okay? Ain't nobody collaborating with nobody. Nobody asked me. What? Sorry. Sorry. I'm hungry, y'all. So I'll be acting. I'll be acting a little different when I'm hungry. Oh my God, honey, we should film What You Wanna Know Wednesday. The lighting is giving. I like the TikTok camera better because I have my tan. I look good and tanned. It's not my season to collaborate. Yeah. Ashley, you better sit yourself. Your views are way better than mine. You good, Ashley. I'm not focused on YouTube. So also collab with people who are focused in the same platform as you. That's another advice. Yeah, if someone's a TikToker and you want to collab with them, but you ain't got a TikTok following and you don't really be doing TikTok like that, is it worth it? Is it worth it? No, it ain't. For example, man, I can't give examples because then it would be very much exposing. Oh, other mistakes is thinking, honey, can I keep going?
Yeah, of course.
Another mistake I feel people continue to do on social media as content creators is thinking, hey, this thing worked for this person. Let me copy them. Let me be copy and paste and do what they're doing and get a following out of that. No, be yourself. Do it because you enjoy it. Like, do not copy and paste someone, because copying someone's ideas might work for a while, but then it won't, because it didn't come from your passion. It came from the wanting the views, and and it's not.
Or people like going viral like about drama topics, and then they have a niche now where it's like talking about negative stuff, right?
Yeah, I don't like that. You're not gonna get paid if you want to talk your ish about other people. You're not gonna get paid, probably from some, I know that I mean, I do be watching the gossip channels, so they do be getting.
Well, that's why they do.
No, but they do be getting paid, but from a little sus brands, them sus brands that are like, oh, you can get your toy here, things like that. And I'm like, what is that code again? Just kidding. Kidding. Just kidding. I'm not buying, baby. No, what else? I want to keep going, honey. There's a lot of mistakes. I've been doing social media for 10 years. There's so many mistakes. Man. Cafeteria watches the drama too. I think a huge mistake that I tell everyone is that you're not engaging with your friends, your YouTube or your online community. I don't call them fans because they're not fans. They are family to me. They are my friends. We have a connection. But a lot of people are not engaging enough. They're not replying to their comments. They're not getting to know their audience. And that's just evil. Like straight up evil activity. Like, how you not gonna make friends, reply to comments, ask how their family is doing when they literally are supporting your livelihood? Wouldn't you chat with your boss, be like, hi Sally, how are you today? How are your kids? How come you're not doing that to your fans? And we're not calling them fans, we calling them family, okay? You're your family friends. Why are you not asking your subscribers that help pay your bills the same question? It is not okay. Y'all need to be talking to your family, aka subscribers, okay? See, look, Ashley said I be connecting. That's right, because I be knowing y'all. I be stalking y'all. Not stalking, but you know what I mean? I get to know you guys in a different kind of way. I ask about your family. If you guys DM me, I will reply. I did not reply when my mom was, when I was grieving my mom, though. I just stuck to myself because I didn't want to say the wrong thing. Because, when you're not feeling right, you might actually snap back, clap back. Yeah. Also, another huge mistake is you don't have to address every negative issue, which is my mistake because I'll be doing that. Someone said I cake my face too much on Amazon and it was live yesterday, and I was like, this is my face. I'm smiling, I'm reading the comment, and then the guy was like, you cake your face too much, and I'm like, it was immediate smile and then sad face. Oh my god. You know what? Can I just say another thing? This might be a little controversial, but I am that girl. I don't know how to say it, but I'm gonna just say it. If you're a content creator and you start making a lot of money, it's an incredible experience, right? It's an incredible blessing to make a huge difference in your life and to make that kind of money. But at the same time, you have to remember you made your money because you grew an audience, and you don't want to make them feel, I don't know how to say, you don't want to make them feel like your life has changed so much and that you're flexing and flossing on them, and I hope that I don't do that, because at the end of the day, I know my values, and I know that things are just things. Things are fun. But when someone passes away or when someone remembers someone, their legacy will never be what they owned and what they had or how big their house was, what car they drove. It's nice. I like my car. But does that matter? None of that matters. At the end of the day, we all die with just nothing. We don't take anything with us to our grave. So remember that when people are just floss and flex too much. I was actually chatting with my friend Danielle about that. We both agree, because we've lost our mothers, we both agree that things is nice sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's the memories and it's how you make other people feel. And remember that as a content creator, Like, remember, think about the things that you're doing and saying and how it makes other people feel and the impact. So think about that. Be a good example. I try my best to be a good example. Sometimes I'm not, because I tell you guys to eat dessert all the time and work out like me. And that's not a good example, to eat dessert all the time, but we're not perfect, you guys. Yeah, so I don't know. Those are just my thoughts for mistakes on social media. Y'all don't need to, just because y'all make money don't mean you got to like do something good with your money. Do something. Like the moment I knew that I was grateful for the money I had was when I was able to completely take care of my mom financially. Justin and I did that. Like, and I wish I would have done that for my mom even more, because we had a better year last year, and I wish I was able to take care of my mom more, but she passed. So, JR, my love, I love you, JR, honey. JR, I love JR. I follow JR. You guys, JR Raquel, follow my boo thing. I love him. Yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to share those little tidbits about lessons learned through social media. Also, oh yeah, I need to tell you something. I need to tell you something. Don't believe everything that people say. Sometimes people on social media have a completely different life that they're living outside of the camera. And I know this, baby. I've been doing social media for 13 years. My life is truly authentic, what I share on social, because I'm so boring. But some people's lives is completely, what the heezy? It's like, you really living like that?
And we know, because we know them.
We know, yeah. We be knowing people. But we're like, you live like this on camera, but you live like that off camera? Oh, okay, so you a character. You an actor then. Okay. Yeah, so don't be fooled by people sometimes. You know what I mean? That's why I stay to myself. I keep to myself. I'm not out here trying to make friends with everybody. I am too guarded, because I've experienced way too much in my 13 years of social media. Sometimes people, let me tell you something. Sorry, I talk too much. But sometimes I feel like when one day this could be you. You might pop off on social media. You might get a viral video and grow to 1 million followers in 2 days, like that. It happens on TikTok a lot. It happens on social. One video gets you viral, right? And then all of a sudden, all the people that you have dreamt of communicating with, socializing with, are in your DMs like, hey, let's hang out. Do you think they like you truly because of you? No, they like you because you just gained a huge following. So remember that when they try to slide in your DMs, okay? They're not trying to hang out with you just because, I like this person. Liar. They don't like you. They like you because you have an audience now and they can use you. I know this, honey. I've been doing this too long. So I keep to myself. Okay, so let me know if you want me to come back, because I will. I need to touch up my makeup because I'm oily. But let me know next time if you want me to come back, because I will take notes instead of being all over the place, okay? Okay, I'll take notes. Yeah, I'm gonna do a whole class for y'all.
Yes,
okay.
Please, I'm trying to tell you.
Love you. Bye, friends. Have a great day. Today's a great day for you. Remember that. Bye.
Love you.
I love you.
See you soon. Where's Sunrise? You guys want to see my cat Sunrise? Sunrise, come here. You want to make a cameo? Come here.
Sorry, that's my cat.
Our cat.
That's my cat.
Have you guys ever seen my cat Sunrise?
My cat.
You want to meow into the microphone, Sunrise? Meow.
You see, he don't like you. He like me.
He's like, okay, I'm done with this. Can you close the door, boo? Love you. What a fun live, right? That was fun. April makes it way more fun. It's totally true. What she said, though, is very, very true about flexing and flossing on social media and all that stuff, because you have probably seen, like, there have been definitely people who have spent the money that they've made on YouTube or social media and lived the life, and it's kind of, they thought that they needed to like reinforce the lifestyle, like, oh, I'm big house, flashy cars, all this stuff. And then everything kind of came crashing down, or they weren't able to sustain the lifestyle. And so it's one of the, important reminders with anything, not just with social media, but like, there's always going to be kind of ups and downs when it comes to your income. That's one of the, social media, like deriving income from making, like from the internet, it has pros and cons, right? The pros are obviously, especially if you're doing it full time, you have control over your time. You have control over how you make income, how much you make, all that stuff. If you really work hard, at least that's always been the case for us. But the cons are that it can be unpredictable sometimes. And candidly, that's one of the reasons why I created the course Brand Deal Wizard, because I wanted to help people inject certainty into their strategy, especially because if you work with brands, if you work with partners, it can be not only very lucrative, but it can be predictable if you make it predictable, right? So, anyways, yeah, April dropping some gems in the chat. We've got the cha-ching. So I don't even remember what we were talking about prior to that. Probably the podcast, but yeah. Anyways, super excited about the podcast. Not only is the podcast dropping on January 30th, but I'm doing a complete redesign of my website and that's also scheduled to launch on January 30th. So lots of exciting things happening, y'all. And speaking of the course, the next cohort of Brand Deal Wizard is starting at the end of February. So if this is something that you're, working with brands, understanding how to, let's say make more money in 2023 by working with brands, definitely join the waitlist, branddealwizard.com. One of the cool things about Brand Deal Wizard when you join the waitlist now is that I created this really, really detailed PDF. Actually, can I pull it up? Like I'm doing all these like sharing things right now just because it's kind of fun, right? Let me see if I can find it real quickly. Brand Deal Wizard. Oh, here we go. Brand Deal Wizard info booklet. So let me share my screen just so you can see this. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see this better, like here. So if I share my screen, is this fun? So when you join Brand Deal Wizard now, you get this info booklet. So it's a 32-page info booklet. Because before, when you join the waitlist, it was just like you got an email saying, "Congrats, you're on the waitlist." There was no information, nothing on the investment, nothing on what it's all about and all that stuff. And so I decided to make this info booklet. And so it's really, really detailed. It goes through everything you can expect, like more info on the course. We got picture. Look at this. We got D in here. We've got all the community experts. There we go. Ashley, you got your photo in here. Look at you, Ashley. And then, talks about, what's included. So there's just so much testimonials. There's like so much information in here. And so if you want to read this, if you want to learn more about the course, go to branddealwizard.com. Super excited for the next cohort. It's going to be a bunch of fun. It's like one of the highlights of my, I was telling April the other day, I was like, man, I miss teaching. Like it's been like usually between the fall cohort and the winter cohort is like the longest because I do it 3 times a year. And so it ended in November and now the next cohort's not till February. So it's like 4 months. And so I'm just like sitting here like, man, I'm kind of missing teaching. Like maybe I should do it more frequently or something. But excited for that next cohort. It's going to be great. So yeah, guys, I think I have, Shane.Duffy said, how do I join the waitlist? Shane, branddealwizard.com. Join the waitlist, find out more information, get access to that info booklet, PDF, 32 pages of awesome information. Definitely check that out. Shane Duffy says, love the haircut, Justin. Appreciate that, dude. Appreciate it. All right. So I think I probably have time for one more question. I think I had a question in the IG chat from It's the Kellys. When reaching out to brands, should we mention the competitors of theirs that we've worked with? I review luggage on YouTube and my subs want me to review every luggage that exists. 100%, Kellys. 100%. In my perspective, from my perspective, a lot of creators are very nervous to be like mention competitors or brands or whatever. That could be a wedge to get you in the door. And you could basically say, hey, I'm happy to share a case study of a partnership that I did with another brand. And it's not like you're sharing proprietary information. You don't need to share like sales numbers or anything like that if that information is private from that other brand. But you better believe that they are, that's this new brand that you're pitching would be interested in competitive intel or interested in how that other brand is running campaigns with creators or whatever, right? And so that's totally valid to use that as a reason to reach out. And I love that you've honed in on this portion of your identity as a creator, because a lot of creators will be like, I don't want to talk about too many brands on my platforms or too many products or whatever if I just review their competitor or whatever. No, the expectation is that I review products for you. for the audience, right? So that means I'm going to talk about a bunch of the different types of brands, even if they're in the similar categories, because that's what I do. I test products for a living. I test, services. This is what I do. And it's because I'm serving you so that you can make a more informed decision when you want to buy something or sign up for a service or something like that. In fact, talking a little behind the scenes of kind of the next chapter of Creator Wizard is that I am really excited because on the new website, I'm going to be doing a lot of different types of content that I haven't done in the past. So for example, I'm going to start doing reviews of software products that creators use. So for example, I want to do like the most comprehensive email marketing review. So I'm going to look at all the different, tools, ConvertKit, Beehive, MailChimp, like all, I'm going to review all the different course platforms, Thinkific, Podia, like all this stuff, and make it really in-depth, make it really useful, because I wanted that when I was trying to evaluate all these different things of, how to, like, what platform should I use, pros and cons, all the different features and the pricing and all this stuff, right? And so, I'm really excited about that strategy because not only is it very useful and helpful, but this unlocks a potential new income stream for me. So obviously, when I'm doing a lot of those reviews, I'm going to be putting my affiliate links in those things, right? But I'm going to make them like very detailed, right? I hired a new team member. His name is Alex, and he's going to be helping me with a lot of those types of things. So I want to do like case studies on my new blog all around students of my courses. So I'm asking him to like interview some of my past alumni and do like much more detailed interviews and talk about their story and how they work with brands and all that stuff. So there's all these different things that I want to do on the new site, and something like that, like the reviews and all that stuff, lends itself better to a written format versus a video, in my opinion. So again, like I'm just excited kind of about the next phase of the Creator Wizard business. And that's just kind of like a peek into that. So yeah, it's the Kellys. 100% agree that like you absolutely can reach out with that premise when you're looking to work with a brand. Anyways, y'all, we're at time. Thank you so much. I think this is actually one of the most amount of people amongst all the different platforms that I'm on. This is, I think, the most people that I've ever seen on here, on all my live streams and everything like that. So I really appreciate each and every one of you for showing up here. Happy New Year. I'm going to be back. Actually, next week, I'm not going to be doing a live stream because I have some obligations, work obligations with my family. So won't be here next week, but we'll be back here for the following week. So anyways, have a great weekend, y'all. And I will see you on the flip side. Peace.